performed on that stage in 1972, and I played. I was in the play Ten Little Indians.
You're not the reason they closed it.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
thank God.
No, I actually did a 1-year apprenticeship there back in '72 and '73 when it was managed by the Newport Players Guild. And at the same time, I was doing an apprenticeship at Trinity with Adrian Hall. So it was a busy year, plus going to high school. Okay, so I'm jealous that you get to go in there and direct a play. Okay, and it's a good play for the first play.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
And you know, my vision for it, we sat down and talked a lot, and I'm pretty minimalist when it comes to that particular show,
Right.
because I really view it as the physicist Schrodinger's cat thought experiment, where you don't know if they're alive or dead, they don't know if they're alive or dead until outside observation affects the outcome.
Which
And they
brings
are
me to the next question here. I'm a minimalist in general. Okay, I've always been of the understanding that the art comes from within the actor.
Sure.
Okay, and that the surroundings around the actor are really not necessary if the actor is there. Okay, so I believe very minimalistically that many of the shows that have large sets, because I was an outdoor kid for 9 years and did main stage.
That's
outdoor.
over the top.
Yeah, so I've been at one extreme to the next.
Yep.
Okay, and there's a nice place in the middle. I'm very excited about the fact that you found a way to continue your passion for art here in Newport, because performing arts have been really hit hard here in Newport.
Well, I think in the nation in general.
Yeah, but here in Newport, because in the 70s and 80s, there were 4 or 5 theaters here. I mean,
They're all
flourishing
gone now,
theater.
yeah.
They're all going down, but now some of them are coming back, and you get to be part of that resurgence.
Yeah, it's sort of like a second renaissance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you go into that casino theater, it is so beautiful.
Yeah, I was in there on Tuesday night, and it was kind of like deja vu, okay?
All over again.
All over again. I mean, I sat in the same seat where I had sat. I walked up on the stage. I actually had to play a role that went through that stage, that trap door. It was, I learned all my scenic design in that building. So, and I was always the one that was frustrated, because I would always drive by that building and I knew what was inside, and it wasn't being used.
Yeah.
So that was almost like murder to me.
Just awful.
It is. So now it's over.
It
It's
is.
being brought to life.
And Suzanne Dell has a great vision moving forward for that program
Okay.
over at Salve, I think, and the technical director, Robert Graham.
Yeah.
When I explained to him what I was thinking about for the show, I mean, I don't think they could have hired a better guy for what they're trying to do over there.
Excellent.
I mean, as the technical director, he pulled out everything I thought of when we had maybe a 3-minute conversation.
Wow.
And then he shows up with a model, and he's like, "This is it."
Okay.
I'm
So
like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
that's exactly. Well, you know what? You're a genius.
Not me.
Okay. He's a genius.
He's a genius.
All right. We're gonna move over to the hallway, and you're gonna finish up your story and tell me how the murder mystery ends. Okay, but not tell me who.
Oh, all right. I won't give it away.
Oh, you promise?
I can't promise anything.
Okay. Patrick. Okay, now we get to the end of the murder mystery.
Yep.
Okay, everybody's collected all the clues.
And they've questioned all the suspects.
And they've questioned all the suspects. Okay? How do they determine who the murderer is? Does somebody just stand up and say, "It was you in the library with the candlestick"?
Actually, what we generally do is we offer the opportunity for the audience one last time to question the suspects, but instead of being spread out throughout the house, the suspects are all lined up. So if their stories don't match up, you can catch them in their lies.
Oh, okay.
And that lasts maybe 5 minutes. It's a quick wrap-up questioning session, and then we ask them to vote by show of hands who they think did it.
And how often are they right?
I would say, well, depending on the script, anywhere from 30 to 50%.
You know, have you ever heard of the play The Night of January 16th?
Yes.
I have done that play twice. And what amazed me about that play is it's actually 2 lawyers making an argument. And it's the same dialogue every night, but never do they're either guilty or innocent, and it's always different.
Yep.
It all depends on the argument of the evening.
Absolutely.
So this is what happens at the end of your...
Well, because it depends on the audience members themselves. What they pick up on as a clue, what they decide is going to be the end-all, be-all of that person has to have done it. Whether it's the truth or not, they make up their minds.
Okay.
And when they vote, and we take the tallies, if they're right, they see a confession. If they're wrong, they still see the confession, but they might get to see an additional death.
And on top of that, they had a great time.
Well, that's the best part of it.
Right.
Because, I mean, how else can you spend an evening with the family
Right.
where you're actually with the family.
Right.
I mean, it's not like going to a movie where you sit quietly and stare at the screen for 2 hours.
Absolutely.
You're enjoying artwork, you're interacting, and you're teaching problem-solving skills to the youngsters.
Okay, so in closing, I've got to say, you got to come up here to the Art Museum and see Beechwood's production of the murder mystery. Okay, is there a name of the murder mystery?
Well, currently, since we are in October,
Right.
it's called Bitter Homes and Corpse Gardens.
Okay.
Moving forward, it's Holiday Homicide.
Holiday
November and
Homicides.
December.
With the Griswold family will be here too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what can we expect from Patrick Grimes over the next few months?
Well, after Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, we'll be focusing almost entirely on this and the upcoming Christmas shows. We have 2 Christmas feasts, which are a recreation of a Victorian holiday Christmas dinner with friends. Both of those happening here in December, on the Saturday the 11th and Friday the 17th.
Great. And keeping with our goals here at Art Scene, bringing you the arts around town, I got to remind you that this show is brought to you by the Arts and Cultural Alliance of Newport County. This is Tom Erb, your host, signing off. See you next week.
What's happening? Not call the police or anything for that.
We're gonna do that once we find out who it is.
Hey, this is Tom C. Erb with Art Scene here. I'm in the studio with Patrick from the murder mystery that you just saw the clips for and the show story for. It's been about a month or so since we did that interview, and I got to find out, geez, Patrick, what went on, man? How did it go?
It went very well, as a matter of fact, and the Art Museum has agreed to move forward with an additional set of shows through November and December. The shows we're opening, actually, on Thursday the 11th of November, will be based around the Griswold family, their servants, set in the Victorian era as a holiday homicide.
A holiday homicide
Oh,
in a Victorian era.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's like
Fancy
that whole,
costumes.
that whole Victorian kind of big collared,
Oh,
ruffly kind of.
Big jewels.
Oh my God.
Yeah, British accents.
You really like that stuff, don't you?
Well, the people love it. I give them what the people want.
I think you like it.
I do. There's certain aspects to it that are rather
There's
amusing
always
to me.
a ruffle in what you do.
Yeah. What can
That's
I
an
say?
interesting way to put it. I'm sure.
Well, that can be taken 2 ways.
I know it can.
One of which is that someone always dies.
Yeah.
Not always. I mean,
Yeah.
we're also doing the Christmas feast, which is a.
Well, I actually wasn't even thinking of it from that way. I think it was a ruffle that there was always an ebb and flow. There's always some kind of artistic twist and turn.
Well, we try and include, you know, the aspects of the Victorian era in a lot of what we do. The nice thing about having the freedom to do them wherever we find a home at the moment is the fact that you can do them set in the modern era. You can do them set in the past, and then you have everything in between from the 1920s to the 1950s with these eras that spark an interest in people. But no one does Christmas like the Victorians.
No, are you kidding me? Nobody does.
So you got to go
So
Victorian Christmas.
what's going on with you beyond that? Are you just so that we make sure that everybody
Sure.
keeps an eye on you because you're a squirrely kind of guy?
I am. Yeah.
What's going on, dude?
Well, I directed Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead for
And
the
I
Casino
heard that
Theater.
was great, man. I heard it was awesome.
Great attendance,
Right in that
great
beautiful
cast,
theater. Yeah.
and we just had such a great time. It was a real fun experience from start to finish.
Well, that's a
you
fun
know.
show too.
It is a tough show,
Right.
and I think
Again,
the kids,
with ruffles.
the kids did really well. I mean, it's a tough show for a young actor to tackle. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
meat there.
A lot of meat that they don't even really understand as an
Right.
actor and what they're really doing.
I mean, and it was a young group of actors. We went through Hamlet. We compared everything, and I mean,
Right.
they really got a firm grasp on the whole show. And I think, had Stoppard stopped by, he would have been pleased.
They had a firm grasp on Hamlet as well.
Well, you have to,
Well, yeah, well, it's
because it comes in and out.
yeah, but sometimes I know you have to, but there's no such thing as a firm grasp on Hamlet. I mean, come
Well, you
on.
can get a firmer grasp on Hamlet than you can Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. I tell you that.
Well, that's true, but there's still we could have a debate about having a full grasp of Hamlet.
Well, but arguably, Hamlet is the quintessential Shakespeare,
Yes,
and
it's
I would say
quintessential, there's no doubt about it.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern is quintessential Stoppard.
Yeah, but in a modern day, it's kind of like The Odd Couple.
A really odd couple. But don't remember each other's names half the time. They go
It's
beyond
I mean,
odds.
if you had to compare it to modern day, it's sort of kind of like any duet, any group that you see.
Dysfunctional
just
family.
Dysfunctional family. Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'd go with
Okay.
that one.
2.5 Men. That's definitely them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you throw in a crazy mother.
Oh yeah? That's it. There's a story right
are.
there. Another ruffle, buddy. Okay, so keep an eye on Patrick. You know, the murder mystery is going to be it's a Christmas show over at the Arts Museum.
And
I hear you're doing great work, Patrick.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And then the Christmas feast opens in December.
Christmas feast in December.
Yeah.
All right, keep your eyes open for that. This is Tom Erb for Arts Scene, brought to you by the Arts and Culture Alliances of Newport County. Thank you. Take it easy. Bye. And now it's time for the Art Scene News, brought to you by the Arts and Culture Alliance of Newport County. www.newportarts.org. On November 16th, from 12:30 to 1:30 at the Preservation Society, Marketing on a Shoestring. It's a free workshop for artists. Arts Around the Fire. It's the fourth Tuesday of every month. Next meeting is November 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Clark Cookhouse in Newport. There'll be no Arts Around the Fire in December. Newport Gallery Night. Second Thursday of each month through December, 5 to 8 p.m. And at the Newport Art Museum Griswold House, which his website is newportartsmuseum.org, every Thursday evening through December 30th at 7 p.m., join the mayhem and mystery, Murder at the Museum. November 12th, there's a members' reception, 5 to 7. It includes viewing networks. 2009-2010, The Big Miniature by Kim Slimo. And the Photographers Guild members exhibit as well. Island Moving Company, islandmovingcompany.org, November 26th through December 3rd. The Nutcracker at Rosecliff in Newport. Portsmouth Art Guild, portsmouthartsguild.org, has a members meeting third Tuesday of each month. November 26th through December 19th, it's got its fourth annual holiday show. Opening reception is December 5th, 2 to 4. The Stanford White Casino Theater, Salve Ed Departments /.per, which is at 9 Freebody Street in Newport. They got A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, all right, on December 3rd through the 5th. A holiday band concert, December 12th at 3 p.m., December 14th at 7:30 p.m. The Newport County Orchestra Holiday Concert, December 18th at 8 p.m. And the 1890s Living History Benefit Concert by the Theater Street Productions. Rhode Island Ballet Theater, www.rhodeislandballet.org, December 12th at 3 p.m. Madeline Meets the Nutcracker at the East Greenwich High School. Don't forget about a Rat Pack tribute shown at the Newport Winter Festival, February 26th. And that's the Art Scene News. And until next time, this is your host, Tom C. Erb.